So what do I think the stock price is going to do? Well, if you've watched Hims at all, you do know it's volatile. The last two earnings, before I go over these big spots right here, the last two earnings, it didn't really do much. Right here, it was already on its way down when they announced their earnings. It was already on its way down after the Novo drama. There was already stuff going on. The FDA had already lifted the shortage. So Hims was already in a bad spot. The story, nothing of the story changed. And then over here, their very last earnings, they were in the lawsuit with Novo. So it was already at a low point, had nowhere to go. This big spike was due to them making the Novo deal. But when you can see over here, this is when they announced earnings. And I think, if they had announced one Novo deal back here, and then it got canceled, and then over here, you announced something, right? It can go up like crazy. This is not just because it had these two earnings these last two earnings weren't exciting in terms of the stock price. It didn't really make any major moves because of earnings. It can make moves. I mean, this thing went from 40 in the low 40s to 72 back to the low 40s. Then it was at the high 20s and it jumped all the way to the 60s. And then it went over here from high 40s, low 50s up to high 60s, right back down. So this thing can jump up a lot. So expect volatility. There's also a lot of shorts. We have 32% basically shorted. That's about 70 million shares that are shorted. Same thing, right? 70 million and around 33%. This is Robinhood. Regardless of the numbers, they are so close. It's still a lot of shares shorted. So that could mean a nice pump. Now, this is what I do think will happen. I do think this stock will go up eventually. Now, there could be some of these more speed bumps. But at the end of the day, I do think Hims is going to improve a lot. I think the stock price is going to go up. I think the business is going to be continuing to get better, and I think their financials are going to get better once they, get over all the investments that they've done. They're doing a lot of investment for the future, and when you're in medication, it takes a lot of money. So that's what they're doing. Peptides, I believe the peptides are going to be the future. With the meeting happening, and then, with them buying the peptide manufacturing facility, and then CEO Andrew Dodum saying they're basically going to be a peptides business in about 12 months. I have confidence that they're still going to continue to move on new products and capitalize on that. So this is what I expect the stock price to do. Maybe not this exact era. It's not going to end up around in the high 40s by June. It could.